Welcome back to CBS This Morning. Nearly 2 years ago, on 60 Minutes, actress Lou Henner discussed her extraordinary gift, highly superior autobiographical memory. It's a rare ability to remember nearly every event in one's life. There are just 12 people in the world who are known to have it.
Now she's written a new book. It's called Total Memory Makeover. Uncover your past, take charge of your future. And she joins us here in Studio 57. Hello,
Hi.
I
thought it wasn't almost 2 years ago. It was actually December 19th, 2000.
And what day of the week was that?
It was 60 Minutes. It was Sunday.
It was Sunday. You know, this is the thing. I thought I had a pretty good memory until I started reading your book, Memory Kid, because that's what they called you as a little kid.
Yeah.
When did you know that you were different than the other kids when it came to your memory?
You know, I knew I was different from my brothers and sisters, and I was called UNIVAC, and I became the family historian and stuff. But it was really not until the whole thing came out with Jill Price, and then Leslie Stahl called me and asked me to be tested because she had actually turned down the story and said, you know, because she knew somebody who already had this memory. And, you know, it's only in the last few years that anyone has ever coined the phrase highly superior autobiographical memory or brought
Also
people
known
together.
As HSAM.
Yeah,
because
HSAM.
there's about 12 people in the world who can do it. For most of us jamokes, Erica, we can remember in a year between 8 to 11 events. You guys can remember well over 200.
200 plus.
Is it a system that you do, Mary Lou? I was so fascinated by how this works.
No, not at all. Because how could you have a system as a little 5-year-old, 3-year-old and stuff? You know, I mean, it's just something. It's like I really do see it. I see the entire year lays itself out. So I scroll through dates and stuff. But first of all, I have to apologize for my voice. They surprised me with Tony Danza on the Anderson Cooper show, and I screamed so loud without realizing it that I just totally blew my voice.
Tony Danza's not here today.
I know.
Just me and Erica.
Okay.
We're not that second. Don't worry. But what do you mentioned laying it out. So when you lay it out in your head, what do you see? Do you almost see frame by frame like you see in a video?
Well, the closest thing I can describe to it is selected, you know, scene selection on a DVD. When I saw that for the first time, I thought, oh my gosh, that's how my memory works. Because a year will lay itself out, and it's like all these little videos, like January's here, you know, June would be here, December would be here, and all the, I could scroll down too, all the little videos of the year sort of manifest themselves.
What's the oldest video you have in there? I mean, how your
I
first
remember
memory?
Things way before. I mean, even, you know, my godmother was a nun, Sister Mildred Joseph, and so she'd talk about my baptism all the time. So even as a tiny little child, I could recall that event. And I know people don't believe me, but it's really true.
March 30th, 1981. Let's throw out some dates.
Yeah. But my book is about helping other people. It's not about showing off my memory, although I do tell stories. It's really about, you know, teaching people how to access their autobiographical memories, because your story's in you, whether or not you're acknowledging it, and it's making you do things without you realizing.
I know, but
it.
I think it's impressive to see what you can do. Do you not want to tell me?
No, it's fine. March 30th, 1981 was a Monday. That's exactly the date Pierce Morgan asked me last night.
Did he?
Yes, and it was when Reagan was shot, and they postponed the Academy Awards. I was at a friend's house, my friend Uta's at the time, and so, you know, I just like the whole day sort of, I remember I was wearing exactly what I was wearing. I was wearing like beige pants. And
you can remember that. Why can I remember record lyrics from 30 years ago, but I can't remember lunch yesterday?
Because you're probably sound dominant, which is another aspect of the book. You find out what sense you are most dominant in, and you start to play to your strengths. There's a whole quiz about, you know, which senses really. Were you sound?
I was taste.
Oh, well, maybe you're a hidden taster.
No,
I don't know.
I was taste.
Maybe you have a strong thing of taste. I don't know, of meals
but it was
and
taste
stuff.
And sound was number 2.
Yeah.
I took the quiz and taste.
Yeah. But you find out what, you know, sense is dominant. You also start to think of your life in APR, which we talked about earlier. Anticipation, participation, and recollection. And there are also things about memories coming in horizontally, vertically, mushrooming, or sporadically.
It's all these things that you never realized could go into a memory, or even, you know, how you find a memory.
Right. Well, nobody has ever written a book about this that sees it from this point of view.
From your perspective.
Yeah.
Obviously, this could really come in handy when you're having, say, a discussion or a disagreement with a loved one.
Yes.
Is there ever a downside, though, to remembering everything? If you want to put a memory out of your head, can you?
But if you're making a memory an emotional boogeyman, then it's going to have a power over you, rather than looking at it with the entire, you know, kind of 360 of it and understanding all the nuances. And, you know, I always say shades of gray, but now that's a big popular novel, so I don't say shades of gray.
It means a little something else these days.
Yeah, but it's, so it's seeing, like, you know, the entire panorama of all the parts of it. You know, because you might have this, oh, this emotional boogeyman about a bad breakup, and you feel like, oh, that person was so mean. But you might look back on the memory and say, okay, well, maybe I had a little bit to do with it, and maybe it wasn't quite as black and white as I
think
remember.
it's a gift. I think
it's totally a gift. I don't lose my parents. You know, I lost my parents a long time ago, and it's an insurance against loss. It's the strongest defense against meaninglessness that we have. And everything is connected to memory. Everything is something that we're doing.
I hadn't thought about
Great
that.
way to look
in
at
our
it.
past.
Thank you, Mary Lou Henner.
Thank you.
Thanks.